At the end of this video, you will know how to use a 3-breath sequence backed by over 47 scientific studies to instantly lower stress, unlock deep creativity, and rewire your brain for lasting change. You'll gain a practical tool that takes less than a minute, requires no special equipment, and can be practiced anywhere. You'll also understand the science behind each step, so you can harness your breath as a powerful lever for mental clarity, emotional resilience, and even personal transformation. Imagine if there was a hidden switch inside you, one that could dissolve years of stress, silence mental noise, and spark creative breakthroughs in under 60 seconds. What if this switch wasn't some rare supplement or complicated ritual, but something you're already doing every moment without even thinking about it? Here's the twist. Most people spend their lives breathing in a way that keeps their bodies locked in a subtle state of emergency. Shallow, hurried breaths signal the brain to stay on high alert, flooding the system with stress hormones and blocking access to the brain's most creative states. But there's a way out, a method so effective that neuroscientists have called it the God frequency for its almost miraculous effects on the mind. If you're thinking, can changing my breath really change my life? The answer is yes, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Chronic stress is more than just a feeling. It's a silent saboteur, linked to anxiety, burnout, and even physical illness. But with the right technique, you can flip your nervous system from panic to peace and from stagnation to inspiration in just 3 intentional breaths. This isn't just theory. Over 47 peer-reviewed studies have mapped out the exact neurological pathways triggered by this sequence. Researchers have measured up to a 37% drop in cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, within minutes. Brain scans reveal a 300% surge in theta waves, the signature of deep creativity. And perhaps most intriguing, this method activates a unique frequency in the prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center for focus, vision, and manifestation. By the end of this journey, you'll have mastered a 3-step process that can be done anywhere, anytime. Here's what to expect. First, you'll discover how a single breath can reset your entire nervous system. Next, you'll learn to align your brain waves for creativity and insight. Finally, you'll see how to program your subconscious with intention, locking in new beliefs at the neural level. Along the way, you'll get the science behind each step, common pitfalls to avoid, and advanced tips to supercharge your results. Let's begin with a question. When was the last time you truly noticed your breath? Take a moment now. Are you breathing deeply or just skimming the surface? What if the way you breathe is the single biggest factor shaping your mood, your focus, even your reality? Ready to find out? Settle into a comfortable position. Keep your spine straight but relaxed, as if a gentle thread is lifting the crown of your head. Rest your hands on your knees or thighs. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. We're about to take 3 breaths together, each with a distinct purpose, each designed to trigger a cascade of changes in your brain and body. 4 a.m. Breath 1. The physiological reset. Place a hand on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 5. Feel your diaphragm expand, your belly rising, not your chest. Hold this breath gently at the top for 3 counts. Now exhale through pursed lips, as if blowing through a straw, for a slow count of 7. This extended exhale is the key. It activates your vagus nerve, the body's main switch for relaxation. Let's do it again. Inhale for 5. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Notice the quiet settling in your mind. That's your brain's fear center, the amygdala, beginning to power down. Pause for a moment. What do you notice right now? Is your mind a little quieter? Your body a bit lighter? This is your first taste of conscious control over your nervous system. Breath 2, the frequency alignment, also known as the golden breath. Inhale for 5, and as you do, imagine a warm, golden light entering with your breath, filling your lungs and radiating out to every cell. At the top, hold for 4 seconds, just a bit longer than before. This slight increase creates a gentle beneficial stress that stimulates growth factors in your brain, nourishing your neurons. As you exhale for 7, picture this golden light solidifying into your desired state, calm, creative, focused, or whatever you need most. See it as already real. Here's a reflection prompt. What would your life look like if you could access this state on demand? How might your days change if you could shift your mind and body in less than a minute? Breath 3, the neural command, or the reality breath. Inhale for 5, and as you do, mentally repeat an I am statement in the present tense. For example, I am confident, I am present, I am healed. Hold for 5 seconds. This longer hold creates what neuroscientists call an implantation window, when your subconscious is most open to new programming. As you exhale for 7, let a smile spread across your face, even a subtle one. This isn't just for show. Smiling triggers a release of serotonin and dopamine, locking in the new neural pathway you've just created. Take a moment to reflect. What I am statement did you choose? How did it feel to pair it with your breath and a smile? You've just completed a sequence that's more than relaxation. It's a precise neurological intervention. Let's break down what just happened, step by step. The first breath, the physiological reset, works through a principle called polyvagal stimulation. By extending your exhale longer than your inhale, you activate the myelinated fibers of the vagus nerve. This sends immediate signals to your heart and blood vessels to slow down, lowering blood pressure and heart rate. A 2022 study found that this specific 5:3:7 ratio increases heart rate variability by 28%, a key marker of stress resilience and emotional flexibility. The second breath, the golden breath, acts on 2 major brain networks. First, it quiets the default mode network, the part of your brain that's active during mind-wandering and self-talk, making it more receptive to positive suggestion. Second, the visualization of golden light activates your visual cortex, binding your imagined reality with your sensory experience. Brain scans show this combination boosts theta-gamma wave coupling by 40%, a state linked to creative insights and sudden breakthroughs. The third breath, the reality breath, taps into the science of self-specifying memory. When you combine an I am statement with the physiological state created by the previous breaths, you're literally encoding a new self-concept at the neural level. The 5-second hold optimizes carbon dioxide in your blood, increasing blood flow to your prefrontal cortex, the seat of willpower and vision, by up to 22%. And the smile? It activates facial muscles that send feedback to your brain's emotional centers, reinforcing the new belief and signaling safety. Here's an inner call. What would it mean for you if you could rewrite old patterns, not with willpower, but with a few intentional breaths each day? But the benefits don't stop when you finish the sequence. For about 90 minutes afterward, your brain remains in a metaplastic state, primed for positive change and new learning. This is why many people report synchronicities, creative ideas, or even rapid shifts in mood after practicing. and the effects compound with consistency. Practice this sequence for just 3 minutes a day, and you'll notice immediate changes. Within the first week, stress hormones drop, and your body's anti-aging hormone, DHEA, begins to rise. Many people report deeper sleep and a calmer mind as their nervous system becomes more responsive. After a month, the changes go deeper. Brain scans show increased gray matter in the anterior cingulate cortex, the region responsible for focus and emotional regulation. Creative thinking becomes easier, and problem solving feels more natural as theta wave activity becomes more accessible during waking hours. After 3 months of regular practice, the transformation becomes structural. Gene expression shifts with increased activity of telomerase, the enzyme linked to cellular longevity. The hippocampus, your brain's memory center, actually grows in size. And most strikingly, the I am statements practiced during the reality breath. Begin to pause and ask yourself, what long-term change would make the biggest difference in your life? How might your relationships, your work, or your sense of self evolve if you made this a daily habit? Of course, even the most powerful technique can be undermined by simple mistakes. Here are the most common pitfalls and how to avoid them. First, posture matters. Slouching compresses your diaphragm by up to 30%, limiting oxygen exchange and dulling the effects. Always keep your spine aligned as if your head is gently floating upward. Second, don't rush the sequence. The magic happens not just in the breaths, but in the transitions, the pauses between inhale, hold, and exhale. These interbreath spaces are where much of the neurological rewiring occurs. Third, keep the visualization simple. If imagining golden light feels forced, focus instead on the sensation of warmth or expansion. Your nervous system responds to intention, not artistic skill. Finally, never skip the smile. Even a slight upturn of the lips is enough to trigger the release of serotonin, sealing in the new neural pattern. Here's a quick reflection. Which of these pitfalls are you most likely to encounter? How can you set yourself up for success? For those seeking an advanced edge, try practicing this sequence within 30 minutes of waking. This is when your brain is naturally in a more programmable theta state, making the effects even more profound. Let's pause for a midpoint check-in. Notice any subtle shifts in your body or mind. Is there a sense of calm, clarity, or even anticipation? These aren't just feelings. They're measurable neurobiological changes you've initiated. Now, let's dive into the emotional heart of this practice. Imagine a version of yourself free from chronic stress, able to access creativity and calm on demand. Picture facing challenges with a steady mind, connecting with others from a place of presence, and moving through your day with a sense of agency and ease. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's the natural outcome of consistent practice. Each intentional breath is a vote for the person you want to become. Take a moment to visualize. Who are you becoming with each breath? What new possibilities are opening up as you reshape your inner world? Here's the final synthesis. What you've learned today is more than a breathing exercise. It's a direct line to your subconscious operating system. Those 3 breaths you took have already begun to reshape your neural architecture, and the effects will continue to unfold over the next 72 hours. This is why ancient traditions called breathwork the invisible architect of reality. Each intentional breath literally rebuilds your brain's structure and your body's chemistry. Your mission is simple. Practice this sequence daily for the next 21 days. Why 21? because that's the minimum time needed for new neural connections to become permanent. With each repetition, you're not just managing stress, you're rewiring your brain for resilience, creativity, and self-mastery. Pause and reflect. Are you ready to commit to this experiment? What might change if you gave yourself 3 minutes a day for the next 3 weeks? If you see yourself as someone who takes charge of your own growth, declare your commitment in the comments. I am practicing. Share this with someone who could benefit from a reset. And if you're curious about how to deepen this practice, combining breathwork with movement, sound, or advanced visualization, stay tuned for the next video, where we'll unlock the next level of conscious transformation. Remember, every breath is a chance to rebuild your reality from the inside out. Breathe with intention. Create with certainty. Your next breakthrough is only 3 breaths away.